Hey guys, welcome back. This is episode 4 of the podcast.
I thought he fired you.
I did fire him. What are you... God.
Episode 4. Don't look for episode 1 and 2. Nashville Airsoft Podcast.
We can talk about some do's and don'ts. I'm going to be talking about from the store side. Marcus here will be talking about it from the field side. And he definitely got more words than last time, so I'm going to go first.
I talk a lot.
You do, and I love you. But some things to do in an airsoft store. Ask us if you need help. 100%. The reason I'm in that store is to help you. Do not ask me to assemble everything for you. I am not a pet monkey. I do not just assemble barrels and hop-ups and gearboxes. But I do want you to learn how to do that. And I will help you learn how to do that. Do not tell me things you ordered from Evike. I do not want to know things you ordered from Evike. Nothing hurts my feelings more than you doing that.
Yeah,
It kills me on the inside. Please tell me what you want me to get you. I am here to make sure you have stuff you want.
One of the things we've gotten a decent amount of feedback on is our tech department, right? Which is one dude right now.
Yeah, it is.
But we are swamped. Everybody wants their guns fixed.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to do it. I'm one of those people. I'd much rather have someone else do it for me because...
it's stressful working on your
stressful,
stuff. Yeah, it's your baby. You want it to be treated right. But we're sitting about 45 guns to one Christian.
Yeah.
And he's doing his best. But obviously, that's a lot of guns for one guy. So...
We are considering doing a clinic, essentially, where you could just bring your stuff in, and for a couple hours, Christian will just be here basically teaching a class on how to do stuff. So if you got a gun sitting at your house that you haven't used in a long time.
Got some troubleshooting you need done. That's what the clinic's for. You just bring it in and say, hey, this is what's going on. Christian will be like, we'll kind of talk you through it, and we'll be there for a couple hours.
So we're thinking of doing a class/clinic to have anyone who wants to come in and have full control over Christian's attention, which I'm sure he will absolutely relish in. And because I've not been in airsoft that long, but I've never met anyone who knows about every gun, about every piece more than Christian does. A perfect example of that is just every single gun he has. I don't think he owns one of the same gun.
No, absolutely not.
He's got a couple of AKs, but they're all different versions. But yeah, he definitely knows a lot. If you're going to want to learn something, it's going to be from him. And asking him while he's trying to fix or work on a customer's gun is not the best time. So what kind of days or schedule do you think we should work with that?
Yeah.
Put that in the comments below.
Please do. If it's your first time, I suggest coming in on Friday, every time. It's super easy to come in on Friday. It's a real relaxed crowd. I advise coming then. Saturdays, if you want everyone and their mother here, and some of you do. Some of you do want that big crowd and get that whole experience. That's your best day. Sundays, kind of sit in the middle. Maybe you're just trying to shoot your auntie after church. I don't know.
Mag winding. All the mags that our rental guns have are high capacity magazines. So there is a gear that feeds BBs into a reservoir, from a reservoir into the mag, and you have to wind that. I'm out there and I'm always telling rentals to wind their mags. You can hear the difference. It sounds different when it's not shooting anything. I say every 5 shots. Some guys say every 10 shots. I say every 5 shots just to try to get them to keep doing it. I feel like once you've done that a few times, you'll try to push how many shots you can get out.
Everyone always calls and asks, hey, what kind of gear should I be wearing? Long pants, long sleeves. If you haven't played before,
gloves.
Bring gloves. Getting hit in the knuckles or the fingernail, not fun. I don't play without them.
Yeah, I don't ref without gloves.
Yeah. Beanies as well. Anything that'll go over your forehead and the top of your head. You don't want to get chromodomed. It's not fun. I usually play with a beanie on or one of these baseball hats.
So player comes up, ex-player, comes up to Y ref, says Z player isn't calling his hits, gives them a description of the player, ref knows who they are, so they watch. They're seeing player call hits, or they're not seeing player call hits. Sometimes you can just watch and you can see it. Now, a lot of people have a dodge that they like to do, which kind of looks like you got hit. If you're not right there, and if a ref's not right there and can't see a BB actually hitting that player, to me, when I'm out there and I see people quick move, I'm either like, is that person dodging or are they getting hit? Some people I've seen out there just get hit and not budge. Not even, like, straight in the skin and just not even budge. So what I do so X player comes up to Y ref, says Z player isn't calling their hits. Y ref isn't going to go up to Z player and say, you're not calling your hits, you're done, get out of the game. Because Y ref doesn't know for a fact that player isn't calling their hits. If we went off of what other people were saying about other players all day long, no one would be playing airsoft. You know what I'm saying? So we have to be, none of my refs are going to walk up to you, give you a strike, or reprimand you in any way without knowing for sure that you offended a rule. So we will shoot you. I've got a pistol on me. I was using my MP5. I got a pistol now because it's a lot easier to do it without being noticed, because I don't want people to know that I shot them, because if people see me shoot them, they're either they didn't pay attention to when I said that I'm going to do that, or B, they're upset that I did it in the first place even though they know I was going to do it, or C, feel like I'm picking on them.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm not. Every time, so X player comes up to Y ref and says, player in all black is not calling their hits. There are 12 players in all black. I'm going to shoot every single player that's wearing all black. The one that doesn't call it, I'm going to walk up to and I'm going to send them off the field. One of the things I like to do is I try to make sure, not only am I going to hit you somewhere where it's not going to hurt, but if you've got a backpack on or a dump pouch or something that isn't 100% a part of your physical human body, I'm going to shoot it, because you're supposed to be able to call those as well. The only thing that you can get hit that is on you is your gun. Gun hits don't count. So that's what I do, is I'll have the refs do it, or I'll do it. I'll shoot a player, see if they're not calling their hits, and if they're not, that's when we'll go up to them. If they are, we leave it alone. I might try again in 2 minutes or so, one more time, and see what's up. I also, when I'm doing this, only shoot people once, because I want them to be able to call it in one. If they're not calling it in one, I might shoot one more time. If it's a person that I've been watching and am already skeptical of, I'm going to do it in one, and if they don't call it in one, I'm going up to them immediately. I do everything in my power to better airsoft, to not only better Nashville airsoft, but to try to better airsoft in general. Play aggressively with people that are expecting you to play aggressively. Don't play aggressively with brand new players. You want to be able to play that way, I want to be able to cater to that. You want to not call your hits, I don't want to cater to that, because that's not the game. You came here to play a game, you better follow the rules. Last podcast we said, put some comments down below, ask us some questions, give us something to talk about. Most of them are just people saying nice things. There's a couple of people saying bad things, but most of them are honestly just people being like, oh, I love this podcast, do it again. Had a great time at the field.
I appreciate all of the positive things you guys have been saying on those. They make this worth doing.
Yeah, like over 50% of the handful of comments that are on that video are mostly people just saying we do a great job, which is really nice to hear. Because we've heard of other places not doing the best that they can, and then we're always, definitely me as a head ref, I always feel like we're never doing enough. There's always room for improvement, and it's really nice to hear that even what I am doing is enough sometimes, even though there's still more to do, 100%.
You guys can't tell, but I'm actually blushing from your comments. It's just, I'm too dark for you to notice.
One person, Houdini Airsoft, he's comes in pretty regularly. He's a YouTuber. Go check his channel out. He said, what do you classify a military vet that plays aggressively and does not wear milsim gear? And if I were to classify him and his boys that come in here on a regular basis, I would say they're speed softers for sure. They're really good examples. Him and all his call sign Pumbaa and all his homies, they're definitely good examples of the appropriate amount of aggression to use during a public play scenario. I play airsoft sometimes, said the 3-shot rule should only be applied when players are split up between age and HPA, in my opinion. A couple weeks ago, I did, every now and then, feel like we touched on this last episode, every now and then I'll split A and B groups for advanced players and beginner players when there's just an insane amount of people here. The last few times I've been doing that, I've been asking the advanced group if there's anyone who cares about overshooting. Most of the time they're not. They want to be able to do it, so they'll accept it. So I like during an advanced play scenario, I don't really care about that rule so much. The main reason I enforce that so hard is because I want people that are trying it out for the first time to come back to airsoft. They don't have to come back here. I want them to come back to airsoft. I don't want someone getting wrecked by your $1,400 gun and thinking airsoft's pay to win.
No, everyone, especially in a one group day, everyone should be having the same amount of fun, and it is our job to make sure everyone's having fun.
Terminator Bart said refs should have foam swords, and we do have foam swords. So please come in, Terminator Bart, if you don't already, and you'll get to see all the fun foam sword action.
You also got that lightsaber now.
I do. A player gave me a lightsaber, which I'm having to be way more nice with, and I'm honestly probably gonna ask people not to use them because they definitely, if you hit someone hard enough, it has a hit detection system. So if you hit something hard enough, it will shine as if it struck something.
Yeah.
And I was testing that on myself, and I really had to wallop myself for that to come through. So that's not a good way to judge it. Especially if you've had one for a while. I'm sure that wears out after a while. But yeah, I don't know about lightsabers.
No. Keep it to foam.
Yeah. I'm not going to say this guy's name because it seems to be his real name, but someone left a comment saying, by the way, Marcus, if you're polite about winning, then why am I hearing on Yelp that you cheat, trash talk newer players, and make fun of people's guns? Is it true, or are they just Fortnite kids playing the victim? I'm not going to say I've never made fun of someone's gun, because I definitely have done that, but it was all in lightheartedness. I wasn't like being serious about your gun. And it was usually the what's the SSG one, the really goofy looking one. Yeah, I was making fun of that pretty hard for a while, but I wasn't serious about it. I was joking around, and I'm pretty positive that everyone that I was doing that with understood that. And if they didn't, I clarified that I'm just playing around. So I'm not going to say that that's not true. Now, cheating, I do my best out there to never be called a cheater. Now, every now and then, if you're running through an area and you're gonna get shot, you're not gonna feel it. So, like for you speedy boys, I try to be a little bit more understanding on that because I know you want to move fast. So I don't put myself in that situation. And as far as I know, since I've been head ref, no one has accused me of cheating. So moving on to the next part, which is making fun of new players. What did he say? Trash talking newer players. Not once.
Absolutely not something that happens here.
Not once. Again, like I said before, I want as many people playing airsoft as possible. They don't have to play it here. I just want them playing it. It's a cool sport. It's exercise. It's the closest thing to an experiencing a video game that you can with your real body. And moving around, like we have VR, but I can't run. I have VR in my house. I can't run while I'm playing. When I move my legs, my character in game doesn't move, so it's not the same. It's definitely a healthy form of exercise and super fun. So I'm definitely trying to get as many people playing it as possible. I'm not trying to trash talk new players.
Now, we were all once the new player. A couple years ago, before I started working here, I was definitely the new guy. You were definitely the new guy. We want new people to come back.
Now, am I going to admit that I've handled every single situation 100% appropriately? No, I definitely didn't. I definitely could have been nicer to a few people. I am trying to be as nice as possible, but every now and then, if you're cheating, and it pisses me off. So I try to, I try my best to cage that anger. I'm trying to cage the wolf, but sometimes the pack has to come out.
I thought I was the one with the anger issues. On this video, comments down below. If you guys want to talk about anything, leave it down there. We'll get to it.
We're not scrounging for engagement to enhance our chances in the algorithm. I promise. We mostly just need something to talk about. So please give us something to talk about.
We're basically just we're running out of topics.
Okay, so here's a bunch of dumb questions that people ask all the time. And, I think it was Miss Frizzle that said there are no dumb questions.
Miss Frizzle was wrong.
She was wrong. They're dumb questions.
All right, let's do it.
First one, does it hurt when you get shot?
Oh, boy.
Why would I pay this much for an airsoft gun when I can buy a real one for the same price?
Because you can't commit murder.
Yeah, murder is a capital offense.
It is.
Yeah. My teammate shot me. Am I dead?
You're dead. Your teammate killed you. Congratulations.
Now, one thing I actually don't know, is that blanket? Is that everywhere?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
We can cut that part out. Why don't we have a minimum engagement distance?
Honestly, engagement distances just cause more arguments than not. So most of the time, it's easier just to take the BB. It's airsoft. You came here to get hit by a BB.
Yeah.
It was part of it. You signed the waiver.
Here's a reasonable question. Can you order that part from me?
Yes, most of the time.
Most of the time.
If you want me to order you something, it's pretty easy. Like, you'll just come in, let me know what you want, and generally I'll take your name, your number. It generally doesn't get here that week. It gets here the next week. And it should be here, and I'll give you a ring when it gets here. Usually you call me first anyway. I almost said that's all, folks, but I think that's trademarked.
Yeah, it's trademark.
Yeah, we were going to come up with something clever, but everyone already took all the fun ones.
See you next time.
Yep.
That's all, folks.
That's No, that's trademarked.
Bye.
I just want to punch you. Look, man, we got to talk about your job performance, all right? You're a body on the field. You're not doing anything. You're just on the RV. I don't know what you do up there. You're not using the radio. You're not communicating with your refs. Marcus is stressed because of you.